What laws regulate employee compensation in the U.S.? Breaking news for employees and employers alike. The question on many minds is, what laws regulate employee compensation in the United States? With recent changes in legislation, it is essential to understand how these laws affect wages, overtime, and benefits. Let's get into the details to help you navigate this important topic. Employee compensation in the United States is primarily governed by a mix of federal laws and regulations. The Fair Labor Standards Act is the foundational law that sets the rules for minimum wage and overtime pay. Under this act, employers must pay non-exempt employees 1.5 times their regular rate for hours worked over 40 in a work week. Just earlier this week, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act was discussed in Congress. This act will take effect between 2025 and 2028. It introduces tax deductions for qualified overtime compensation and tips. Employees can exclude up to $25,000 in tips and $12,500 in overtime pay from their federal taxable income. This change aims to lessen the tax burden on lower and middle-income workers. In addition to wage laws, employee benefits are also regulated. The Reconciliation Act of 2025 expands employee benefits. Starting in 2026, it increases the Dependent Care Assistance Program exclusion limits from $5,000 to $7,500 for most employees. Moreover, the Code of Federal Regulations outlines requirements for the payment of employee benefits. It emphasizes that benefits must be reasonable and comply with specific cost guidelines. This ensures fair administration of compensation and benefits. Employers must stay informed about evolving regulations and potential changes that could impact compensation and benefits. Compliance with federal and state wage laws, reporting requirements, and tax rules is essential to avoid penalties. In summary, employee compensation in the United States is primarily regulated by the Fair Labor Standards Act for wage and hour standards. Recent tax legislation like the One Big Beautiful Bill Act impacts the tax treatment of tips and overtime. Employee benefits are governed by a mix of federal statutes and regulations, including provisions for dependent care and student loan assistance. Employers must carefully manage reporting and compliance to align with these laws.